The rain battered against the windows of the old house, a relentless downpour that seemed to seep into the very bones of the structure. Emily sat curled up on the couch, a blanket pulled tightly around her shoulders. She glanced nervously at the clock. It was nearing midnight. She had always hated nights like these, the darkness outside only amplified by the incessant rain. Emily's father had passed away 5 years ago, but his presence still lingered in her life. He had always been her protector, the one she turned to when she was scared. She missed him terribly, especially on nights like this when her fear seemed to have a life of its own. A loud crack of thunder made her jump, and the lights flickered, casting eerie shadows on the walls. She tried to calm herself, taking deep breaths, but the sense of unease only grew. The house felt different tonight, as if something unseen was moving through it, watching her. Suddenly, there was a soft knock at the door. Emily froze, her heart pounding in her chest. Who could be out in this weather? She hesitated. But another knock, this one slightly louder, urged her to move. Wrapping the blanket around her tighter, she crept to the door and peered through the peephole. No one was there. Confused and a little shaken, she slowly opened the door. The rain lashed out at her, and the cold wind sent shivers down her spine. She saw nothing but the dark, rain-soaked street. She was about to close the door when she noticed a faint, familiar scent. It was her father's cologne, the one he always wore. The smell was strong, as if he had just walked by. "Emily," a voice whispered, barely audible over the rain. Her breath caught in her throat. It was her father's voice. She turned, searching for the source, but there was no one there. The scent of the cologne grew stronger, and she felt a warm presence beside her, a comforting warmth she hadn't felt in years. "Dad," she whispered, her voice trembling. "I'm here, sweetheart," the voice said, clearer this time. "I've always been here." Tears welled up in her eyes as she felt a gentle hand on her shoulder, a hand that felt just like her father's. She closed the door and turned around, but there was no one there. Yet, the presence remained. As she walked back to the living room, she felt the warmth follow her, a protective cocoon against the fear that had gripped her. The lights flickered again, and for a brief moment, she saw a shadowy figure standing in the corner of the room. It was her father, his face kind and reassuring. "Don't be afraid, Emily," he said. "I will always protect you." She nodded, a sense of peace washing over her. The storm outside raged on, but inside, she felt safe. Her father's spirit was with her, guarding her from the darkness. That night, Emily slept peacefully for the first time in years, knowing that her father's love transcended even death. And as the rain continued to pour, the house stood silent and strong, a sanctuary against the horrors of the night.